We're going live. Hi, Cece. Okay. Now I have these little things that are supposed to help when you work with like a hot glue gun.
Oh, for
So
your fingers.
yeah, but I still burnt myself anyway. So yeah, I tore myself up.
Can you hear my fan? Is my fan too loud?
It could be mine. I have mine on too. I do hear some wind.
There we go.
You turned it off?
Yeah.
Oh, you like the way it smells. Can you hear mine?
Nope.
Okay, cool. I guess I'm gonna get up and close the door. I'm gonna try and keep the smell in this room as much as possible. I worked with the door open earlier today, and my husband came and ran upstairs and was like, "What's on fire?" It was like I was working with my wood burning tool, but he had come in here and saw me doing it, so I didn't. It didn't compute to him what it was. So
No, I don't mind the smell at all.
yeah, it starts to give me like a little bit of a migraine after a while. Okay, so I don't see anyone on right now, but I don't know. My internet had been a little like iffy a little bit ago. I do see that someone had posted a comment right a minute before we were gonna go live. So hopefully, if they're still here, they can leave another comment or they'll join us again once they see that we did go ahead and go on.
Cool. And my laptop's not plugged in at the moment. We've had the lights flickering again because it got super hot instantly from that ice storm that we had. Our weather is so wonky, so now people are rushing to put in their ACs. Like we just had yesterday and the
Okay,
day
so
before.
just like a couple weeks ago, you posted a video where you rolled your window down and had to break the ice.
That wasn't a couple of weeks ago. That was last week.
Oh my God. So just last week, you posted a video where you were in your car, you rolled your window down, and there was a whole sheet of ice. And now people are rushing to buy AC units.
Yeah, like our power went out last Wednesday, came on Friday morning. Some people only just got power in my little town on Monday this week. We are now Friday, so yesterday was I think 20. So we went from like miniature ice storm now to 23 degrees Celsius. People out there in shorts and t-shirts.
Okay, so 23 degrees Celsius. I always have to think of it in terms of Fahrenheit over here because it doesn't make sense. So 23
Celsius.
Celsius to Fahrenheit. So, yeah, I guess that's like 73 degrees here. So that would definitely be weather where you would see people in tank tops and shorts and stuff like that. Not me, because I'm going to be bundled up with the scarves and the beanies until like I just can't be.
No,
But
so like
I'm out here where the weather can get 110, 112. So it
yeah,
gets
but
hot
that's
here.
a drastic change here. In less than a full week, that was a drastic change in temperature. So my son and I are sick, so we don't know if we have colds or if it's just the allergies or a mixture of both.
My daughter and my niece have been down for the last week, and we couldn't figure out if it was one or the other too. So we kind of were just trying to treat both, but nothing seemed to work. So I was like, I don't know if it's allergies. My allergies have been bothering me, but I know it's my allergies. So, all right. I think I took my one that I worked on earlier downstairs to
Well,
show.
I'm gonna
My
put my
mom.
camera on I'll put my camera on the mount and that way I can situate myself.
Okay.
So give me a second and I'll be right back. So we go
No
here.
problem. If you're new to this channel, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to everyone who's going to watch the playback later. I'm Janoa with the Crafty Mess. This is my YouTube channel. My business is Brie K Amore, so you will possibly see that name show up during the lives as well. I spelled that wrong, so we're just going to ignore that. And then we have Tara Lee Gooding from Precious Delights Canada. She's in Canada. That's why we always have to like give each other a definition for some of the things that we talk about because I'm like, huh? It doesn't make sense. And you know, my girl will just bust out some French on you real quick in the middle of the sentence. And I'm like, okay. But we do this every Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if this is too late for you, you want to go on earlier, we're open to suggestions. So far, we haven't gotten anyone that's requested an earlier time. Oh, I did want to let you know, Rika, our mod from the Black Girls Crafting Network group,
Yep.
she has offered to come on next Friday and do a demonstration and show us how to customize shoes.
Oh, excellent. That's gonna be fun.
Paint on shoes. She does beautiful designs on shoes. She's like the one if you want a Paw Patrol shoe, she's gonna do it up. So she did offer to come on next week and do that with us. I'm
That's gonna
going
be
to
fun.
confirm with her whether it's going to be the same time or not because she is on a different time than I am. I seem to be the one that's on the latest time. So far, we haven't gotten anyone from west of me, which would be like Hawaii and past that. So,
Okay, and we have nobody from Central Time either, because you're Pacific, right?
yes, and I think Rika is Central.
Okay, so
Okay,
then she could be an hour or two ahead of you or
right.
behind me. Okay, well we'll work it out.
Okay, so we'll talk later in the chat about that.
Yep.
So what we're going to be working on tonight, guys, is wood burning. And I'm just a follower at this point with this craft. So if you can see those wood burning, those are, would they be coasters, Tara?
Yeah, these would be considered coasters. I think they're 3 by 3. I'm not too sure. But yeah, they would be coasters. So I stamped mine. This was like a test one because I haven't done it in a while. So I did a stamp similar to the stamps I used last week on the cards that we made.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do cards last week. The week before that, when we did the cards like from simple to um more
Right.
advanced. So I'm using the same stamp set. So I stamped this one earlier, and as you can see, then I burnt it after.
So that one is already burned. Okay, that is gorgeous.
Thank you.
That is gorgeous. So can you show us what tip you used on your wood burning tool?
Well, I can't find any of my other tips, and they do come with several. I use this one.
So that's the one that has like the rounded tip.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't find any of my other tips because it did come with several. I saw you with your video today. You used the pointier one, but either way, I don't have pliers to remove them. So
They
this is the tip
twist.
it came with. This is the tip I'm using.
Oh, okay. So the reason that I used the pointy one earlier on the one that I was working on was because that was the one that was already on the tool when I pulled it out.
Okay.
And I kept trying to pull and get some kind of leverage to get the tip out, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
Well,
you need
my
pliers.
slow self figured out that it's a twist. It's not a pull.
It's a little bit of both.
No, mine actually screws in.
Okay, because mine is like I saw your tools exactly like mine, so you kind of have to pull as you're twisting.
Yeah, so mine is actually just a twist. I mean, it just twists right in and out. But the I didn't know that, so that's why I use that tip. But now that
Okay.
I know I can change it, and I have all mine in a little case together.
Yeah, mine's in the case too, but it's with all my other cases of stuff, and I can't figure out where I put all those cases of stuff. So, but
All right,
I'm so used to using this one anyway.
I gotcha.
And then since I don't have a stand for it, all I do is I have a ceramic bowl that I just lay it on like that.
Okay.
So, because I don't have a stand. Well, I have a stand. Excuse me. It's along with the tips.
So I'm gonna go ahead and drop down and switch over my camera. I see that a couple people have joined in the live. Before I switch over again, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to be doing wood burning. Um, as always, we do this every Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm Genoa with the Crafty Mess YouTube and owner of Brique Amore. I'm also admin and creator for Black Girls Crafting Network on Facebook. We have Precious Delights Canada owner Tara Lee Gooding. She is going to be doing a demo on wood burning this evening, and so I'm excited to jump in. I did try my hand at a little something something earlier, and I posted it over on my Facebook. I'll put it in my community tab here on YouTube as well. Um, I started on one, so I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera over, and I'll let Tara take over from this point.
Yeah, so just give me 2 seconds. My son brought me my boba. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. Okay, so basically what I do is, let me just find the stamp set. Um, I cheat. I can freehand, but why work harder when you can work smarter? And so I use stamp sets. This flower here that you're seeing is from a stamp set I used 2 weeks ago when we were making cards. But this is my always my go-to when I'm doing wood burning. For some reason, I love her. She's from the collection from Stamping Up. You've got this. It's one of two sets, or one of a two-part set, and I adore her because she's so big but yet detailed. So this is what I use. So what I do is I just stamp. It doesn't matter what color ink you're stamping with, because like I said, you're burning on it. For tonight, I'm using black ink. Majority of the time, I'll use a brown ink because what happens is that, as you can see here, it's extremely dark, which I'm perfectly fine with, but it's also because the black ink is sort of showing through the burn. So a lot of times too, I'll use brown ink instead. What I did is I had gone to our Dollarama because we don't have Dollar Tree, and I just bought a couple of these mini craft boards. Like I said, I don't remember what size. I think they are maybe 2.5 or 3 inches. They come 6 in a pack, $1.25 Canadian, and they're just wood. I don't know exactly what type of wood. I know doesn't. You can't take some of the smells of burning wood, but different woods have different scents. So I also have these little wood keychains in different shapes. But I use this wood or another, I guess, a plywood. So what I did previously is I did pre-stamp my stuff. Just give me a second here. Sorry about that. I pre-stamped. I did a couple of them. So as you can see, like some of the ink I didn't press hard enough, but it doesn't matter because either way, I just need the guidelines because I'm going to burn. This one here, I kind of missed the lines, but as I said, it doesn't matter because I'm going to be burning it anyways. The inking itself is just your guidelines. So, oop, I don't know what that noise is. This one too, here, you can see I didn't press
That's
hard
my
enough.
daughter
Like I
trying to
said,
call. Can you hear me?
oh, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
So like
I'm
on
trying
this
to.
one too, I didn't press hard enough. But like I said, the lines, it doesn't matter if you didn't press hard enough because you can still freestyle it. It's just guidelines. This one also, here a little bit, I didn't press hard enough. It doesn't matter. And here, this one so much probably won't be a coaster. It'll probably be like a miniature plaque because I want to put some text here. But I'd probably do that with vinyl. Now you can put some corking on the back of them. Like this one here, when I was playing around with it, I did mess up on the back. But if they're going to be coasters, you would put corking on them, and then you would seal them because it is wood. And if you put anything on there that's sweating or hot, you'll damage your design. So then you would resin this after. So you just get like a little bit of cork to put on the back, and you would cover this with resin or a spray sealant or whatever you want to put on it so that you can protect the wood and your design. But yeah, that's what I was doing. I want to do something simple to start. So I'll start on this one here at the bottom. Play around with that one first. Actually, no, I'll play around with this one first. And I'm using just a hobbyist wood burning tool. This is not a professional tool. This is for hobbyists. The professional ones you will see, it's called pyrography, and they come with those little wires. And the wires turn red. It heats up extremely fast, but it also cools down quite quickly. This tool here takes a bit of time to heat up. That's why I was heating it up when we first came on. And it takes quite a bit of time to cool down. But I was doing this as a hobby to start off. I will probably be getting the professional one. It actually comes with a power system because it goes up to like 600 degrees. I forgot exactly how they work, but it's called pyrography, and it's a different type of tool that has these metal wires that are shaped differently, and you can do different designs.
I have seen those in the craft stores, and I thought about getting one, but then I said, you have this regular hobbyist, like you call it, wood burning tool that you have never used, so walk away.
Yeah, like I know I love wood burning, and so I will invest in it. I was actually checking last week to see if I was going to buy one for tonight, but then I said we're just starting this off, and I didn't want to intimidate anybody, so this works out perfectly just for me to use my hobby one.
Right.
Sorry, I just had to stick my straw in my boba.
So while you're doing that, I'm just going to show the wood burning tool. So this is what it looks like with the tip that I was using, which is this really pointy tip. But the tool came in this looks like a little fishing toolkit, classic little kit. And it has a bunch of different tools in it as well that came with it. So I'm going to pull out the little instruction booklet so that I can tell you what each tip is for. Now, I don't remember exactly how much I paid for this because I did purchase it a few years ago. Do you remember how much yours costs?
I got mine on sale. It was $12.99 Canadian. They're usually 20 something dollars for this little.
Yeah, I think that it was like $19.99, and then I used the coupon because I never pay full price for anything, right?
Yeah, so mine was I think about $19.99 and 30% off.
Yeah, sounds about right. So I think I picked this up from Hobby Lobby, if I'm not mistaken, over in their section that they have all of their wood blanks in. It's going to be down at the end towards where they have the clock hardware and stuff like that. Oh, that tip works so good, and it's working really fast too. Like the tip I had, I found I had to use a lot of pressure and go over a couple times. All right,
Yes,
so
I like this one because you can cover more area with it. I want the thicker lines anyways. You can see sometimes it has like little, depending on your wood, you will get like these little, it looks like circles or bumps or whatever. It's just a grain of the wood, but it does give it character.
I like the way that looks though. I mean, a flower is not going to be straight lines. It's gonna be jagged in
Like
areas. So
for any text, any thin text, I would use the tip that you're using. For thicker text, I would use this. But like I said, I usually just do vinyl or stamp my text on there. I don't really wood burn the text on.
it's
My hands
really,
shake too.
really nice. So if you stamp your text, is that going to stay?
Well, no, what I do is I stamp my text like on an extra piece of cardstock, and I'll either laminate it and put it on, and then I'll cover it with resin or something like that. Um, but if it's just going to be like something for decorative, I won't like resin this. it will just be, I don't know if you saw my photos I posted in the group with the other wood plaques that I did. They were actual plaques. I did the same flower and then I put a saying on there and I just did layers of cardstock. And the first layer was just a stamped sentiment. So it's basically like a card. It's like a card face, but it's wood.
Okay.
And so that's what I did because then they put it on like a little easel and it's sitting in their living room. So, but
Okay.
because my hands shake too much, I don't really do text.
Right.
So,
well, that's working wonders. Okay. So the first tip that it lists is called the universal point. That's what it looks like. You know, I'm horrible with trying to figure out which way to do this camera. Okay, so it says that performs all fundamental wood burning techniques. Okay, the next one is the flow point, which is the one that Tara's actually using right now. So that one is a little bit thicker, or a lot bit thicker than the one that I used, and it has a rounded point, so it's not pointy.
yeah, and as you can see, I'm not using it like straight down. I'm using the edge
Like
of the
side of it. Okay.
um,
So it says the flow point is it wood burns curves, dots, shading, and cursive writing. And I could see that because you could do like a continuous, like how you're doing, as opposed to more of like a stamping kind of technique with the one that I was doing, right?
like yours is just for, I guess, regular printing text, like when you would just print with a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has an easier flow. So if I wanted to write my name, Tara, I think I have, let me see where's the one with the bad back? Oh, here, this one too. I didn't like the back of this one. I'll get back to the one there. But say I wanted to write my name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I forgot how I write my name. I'll just put the word love. So say I'm writing love, I would just go LOVE. You see how easy it is to do?
Right.
So I'd have to press harder and go slower. So it's like L. Perfect. It's so much easier to do the cursive. And if I want to do dots, this is phenomenal for dots because all you got to do is put it straight down and burn.
You see the smoke.
I love the smell. See, so it's good. And if you hold it longer and you press harder, you get a bigger circle. And if you just touch it, you get little circles. So yeah. And sorry, my voice keeps on cracking. I was also, because I also take vinyl records and I would draw on the record with a white chalk and then I would burn through the vinyl with this. So you get the negative space. And then I would put a clock motor on it. So this tool is used for everything. I have not taken off this tip for anything. I've used it for burning vinyl, for doing this, for engraving on candles. Also, you can use your hot tool to engraving candles. Like you just take
I'm the same way. I've had the one tip in there pretty much the whole time, and I don't think that I've used any of the others. And that is indicated by the fact that all the others are like a gold color, and that one's black.
Yep.
And then the universal point would be second in the running for that because that one is like just a dull bronzy color. So then it also comes with a tapered point. That's this one here. And it says that one is for intricate designs and works on multiple surfaces. It gives you a calligraphy point. Calligraphy point, which would be this one here. Okay, and that one is for calligraphy, style, lettering, shaping, and burning techniques. Then you get this one, which is a shading point. Kind of has like a, like it's flat and Hopefully you can see. I know I'm putting it everywhere but in the camera. Creates shading with a very light touch. Then it gives you a transfer point. This one just looks like a circle. That's transferring colors in black and white laser copy images. So that's if you have a toner printer, right?
Yep.
So if you have a toner printer, you can use this, go over your image, and it'll transfer the image onto your surface.
Yeah, because toner paper is thermal. It's like when you have those credit card slips.
Yeah, okay.
So this is thermal. That paper is thermal, so it's heat activated.
Makes sense.
So you see how I'm using my tool? I'm doing I don't need the shading tool because I can shade with this.
I'm going to put all these tips that I already went through into this little container over here, or I'll lose them. There we go. All right, so then the next one after the transfer point is the hot knife. And this is interesting because I obviously didn't really go through it thoroughly to look at all the points, but this is the hot knife. And this one is for cutting through foam.
Yep, and it stinks. It smells so bad.
Yeah, you probably want to do that outside.
Yeah, and you have to be careful too because those fumes are toxic. So the same way you have a mask for resin, use your mask for burning foam. It's also good for cutting styrofoam, but again, it's also toxic. Wear a mask.
Right, definitely. Okay, and so then the next one is the soldering point. So if you need to solder metal together, you would use this point. It's silver, so that's how it's identifiable. Hi, Danae. And then they actually give you the little stuff that you can use to solder the metal together, and I just stretch that all out.
Yeah, it's very soft aluminum.
Yeah, I just found that out.
Very, very pliable.
Okay, and then after the soldering, then you get some hot stamp points. So they have different patterns. I don't know if you can see, like this one. See, this one here is circles. This one here looks like some kind of geometric little shape or what have you. So you get 3 of those. Now, the one that has the circles, I actually use that. So the picture of the ornament that I made earlier today, I did that. I stamped the face because I can't draw. I stamped the face. I have a stamp set that has faces. And then all of the hair, I did that myself with that pointy tip.
Oh, that's cool. So you did, yeah,
But
that's okay.
I tried this cutting board that I got from Dollar Tree. So I don't know if you can see because your camera's turned around.
I can see it.
But I used the hot stamping tool to make the hair on this one. So
How did
instead
you
of
find
me
it?
freehanding, I took that circle hot stamp and I just put it all around. So I need to finish the face details on this one.
I've never used the shape things. What's your opinion on them?
Eh, well, all of them is today was really like doing it the first time for me because it's been so long since I've used it. I know now why I put it away and didn't use it anymore. I think it's because of the fumes. I just couldn't take the smell of it.
Okay.
But I thought that it should have been easier. Like you had to kind of like roll the stamp around, make sure that all sides, it
Yep.
wasn't just a down and up. It was a lot of extra little movements that I had to do to make sure that the circles really imprinted. And so, in my opinion, it was maybe not easier, but less time consuming to just do it by hand.
Okay. Yeah, because when using the shapes, you have to make sure you have equal pressure.
Right. Yeah, it was a lot. So, but let me show the little stamp set. So I have the head already mounted on my stamping block. So that's the head. This you can't change. It's going to look like that every time. So the eyebrows are on there, and then the shape of the head is on there. But then they give you all these other little stamps so you can have different eye shapes, lips, and noses.
Oh, I love that.
Some of them, the eyes are closed. Some of them, the eyes are open. There's big, full lips. There's little noses, big noses. So I like that too because I am not an artist like you are. So drawing faces is really hard for me. It's easier for me to draw non-living things. That makes sense.
Inanimate objects.
Inanimate. I was going to say that, but then it wasn't going to come out right. So non-living things works.
Okay, so I'm almost finished my second one. I don't know if did you see my first one?
I did.
I'm going to take a 2-second
I
break.
don't know. I thought this might be cute. Not this one, because this is technically only my second time. And I haven't finished the face yet. Maybe once I finish the face, I'll feel different. But these little boards, I thought it would be cute to do like a little charcuterie board type thing for Mother's Day. Wouldn't that be cute?
That would be adorable. And it becomes a very nice keepsake.
And you said what?
It becomes a very nice keepsake.
Right, exactly. I thought that would be cute. And then because it's wood burn, you can cut right on it. Like when you do the stuff and you put resin on it, I don't recommend people cut on it.
No.
But I like the way that the hair came out better when I did it freehand instead of using that circle. But I just wanted to show that I did do that. Okay, so now I just need to figure out the other parts of the face. Now, unlike what you said about your tool, mine heats up way too fast, I found out. The hard way, because like I said, I burnt my finger. I don't know why. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer to heat up than it did. Just the one I did earlier, I used the eye closed. And I think the reason that I did, well, I'm not going to say I think, the reason I did that is because I got intimidated. The eye closed stamped, it seemed less intimidating because it had less lines in it. So I don't think it matters what kind of ink you use, but I use StazOn.
No, I just use regular ink.
Okay. So I'm going to try one where the eye is open this time. And hopefully I don't mess it up. That looks so weird.
What, with the eyes open?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It seems like her, well, I don't know. Maybe that's just in my mind. Maybe that is just in my mind. Okay, and I've got some lips going. Now I just need to pick which nose we're gonna do.
So what I do is I like to add my watercolor after too.
Watercolor.
Yep, I always do watercolor. Well, not always. I'm not gonna. If I wanted to say like a rustic looking piece, I won't color it. I'll just keep on using the tool and making it. I'll use a tool and just keep on shading with it. But for ones like this with the solid lines, I like to add the watercolor.
Okay, so I finished my face. This is what it looks like.
Well done. So her eyes look fine.
Okay. Just for a minute, I was like, why are they so far down? But I guess you do have more forehead than that.
Well, forehead is because you can put 4 fingers into forehead.
Some people can put 5. That's why we call them 5 heads.
Exactly. You can also color these with Sharpie, with whatever you want to color them with afterwards. Or keep it rustic and just leave the wood burnt part.
Okay, so my tool, heat up. I still have that pointy tip on my, ooh, knocking stuff over. I'm just gonna go over with mine in my lap since I was having technical difficulties with trying to get my camera. At one point, I was having so many difficulties that I kicked you off of the camera.
You did?
Yeah,
I didn't even notice.
it was just for a quick second, and you were just talking. I was like, "Ooh, she don't even know." I had you tore up. This one is actually gonna be cute if I can stay close to the lines.
Well, you're using the pointy tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for me to do what you're doing with the one I'm using, that would be almost impossible.
Now, the only thing that I'm worried about is that I stamped it with that stays on. So because I stamped it with the stays on, how do I know that the lines I'm seeing, if they are actually
Because
always?
if you look at the wood, you'll see there's going to be an extra shine to it, and it's going to be engraved. You see?
So could I take like then a washcloth afterwards and wash it off?
No, stays on doesn't come off. That's another reason why I use regular ink. Because you can take it, you can kind of make it more transparent. Stays on is going to stay the way it is. Like with mine, you can't see the ink. And by you also adding the watercolor to it, now the ink is actually in the wood. Because it's a pigmented ink, right? So it's water soluble.
Right.
So yeah.
Even holding the tool down under this thing here, I can still feel the heat coming off of this baby.
Yep.
So hopefully my fan isn't too loud for you guys. If you're just coming in, thank you for joining us. We are doing some quick little wood burning crafts tonight for our Friday Night Light craft along and convos. I'm Genoa with the Crafty Mess, and we have Tara Lee Gooding that is from Precious Delights Canada. And I went over mine, so this one is actually done, unless I wanted to maybe add a sentiment or something like that. But this is just one of those little small little cutting boards that I picked up from Dollar Tree. And my wood burning tool that I got from Hobby Lobby.
And see, you did such a good job.
Why, thank you. And then I went to the local liquidation center in my area and found a whole package. This whole package of wooden ornaments. So I've been using these as well. So basically what we're doing is just taking images, stamping them onto the wood, and then taking the wood burning tool and going over the stamped image. And then Tara's taking it a step further because she is then painting hers with watercolors, and those look absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
So another problem that I had, Tara, was that I spent a lot of time just going through my stamps and couldn't ever decide on which one I wanted to use. I know it's silly, but that's just what happened when my brain was forced to have to function today.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I basically use the same stamp set we did with the cards. And then I always go back to my big flower whenever I'm doing wood burning.
Yeah, so you've done this a little bit more than I have, so I didn't know if I should go small or big, or I didn't want to do something that was too intricate.
Honestly, I've never done a big project. I think the biggest project I did maybe was like a 5x7 when it comes to the wood burning.
Yeah, but then your crazy self likes the way it actually smells too. So
I love it. I love the smell.
So I'm just gonna try one more little small one. So this is actually a stamp set that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, guys. So you don't have to have an expensive stamp set in order to be able to do this. Hello, Shar. Thank you for joining us. Tonight we're doing wood burning. So we have some inexpensive wood blanks that we picked up from Dollar Tree and from various other places. I actually got a whole package of these wooden ornaments from my local liquidation center. It was $1 for all of these. And then we are stamping images onto the wood and then using our wood burning tools to then go over the stamped image and to impress that image into the wood. So that is what Tara's working on right now. That is I think she said a 3x3 piece of wood that she stamped with the flower, went over with her wood burning tool, and now she's adding some color to it. The one that I worked on is this little cutting board that I picked up from my local Dollar Tree. I stamped the face on there and then went over it with a wood burning tool. So I was thinking about, you funny, thinking about maybe like a little mini charcuterie board or something like that for Mother's Day. Maybe not with this image, with something else though. So she is the expert and has been doing this a lot longer than I have. The wood burning tool that I have, I think I used once, put it back in its case, and it's never come off the shelf since then. So we are paper crafters, so both Tara and I have tons and tons and tons of stamps. Some that are probably inexpensive, some that were gifted to us, others that we paid lots and lots of money for. You don't need to have an expensive stamp set in order to have stamps. So Dollar Tree here in the US has really stepped up their game with their Crafter Square products. And so this is a stamp set that I picked up from Dollar Tree. And it has flowers, butterflies. It even has a couple of sentiments. If you are a paper crafter and you use stamps on a regular basis, you know how expensive these sets can be. 12 stamps could easily run you about $15.
Easy.
If you're getting like name brand stamps. So this is 12 stamps for $1.25, including 2 sentiment stamps. You can't really beat that. I'm just going to rip off this little rose that I saw in that stamp set. Okay, this go round, I'm not going to use the stays on. I'm going to listen to you. I'm just going to get the regular ink pad. These ink pads you can get for $2.99. So again, you don't need anything expensive. I haven't seen any ink pads in our Dollar Tree yet, but I'm sure they'll be coming just like everything else. So I'm going to take that rose stamp and I'm going to turn the ornament over and do it again because I didn't like the impression that I got. I need to press down. Make sure I get even pressure. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that because I'm horrible at finding the dang camera, but there's the rose stamp that I'm going to use. And now grab my wood burning tool and try and go over that. And I'm doing mine in my lap. I know you guys are normally used to seeing me with my overhead, but I could not figure it out this evening for the life of me. So it is what it is this evening. So you're gonna see the top of my head and my bald spot. That's all right. Don't judge me. I'm not the only one. I can't be.
Nope.
Right? I'm not the only one, right? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm almost done with this one too.
That is an excellent idea, Shar. I might have to steal that one, hon.
What did she type?
She says that she picked up some mini cutting boards at Dollar Tree to sublimate her favorite recipes and gift for the holidays.
Oh, that's cute.
I always say put whatever you want someone to see, just put it right in front of their face. I think that that is a cute idea, and I might have to steal that. And if you're not already part of the group, go ahead and head on over to Facebook and join our Black Girls Crafting Network group. Now, we used to do the lives over there, but I have a much wider audience over here on YouTube. So we're on the road to 11,000, guys. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, comment, and all of that good stuff. Have your notification bell on. I'm on my road to 11,000. If you could help me get there, I'd be greatly appreciative.
Yeah, you don't have that much more to go.
I'm sure Tara would be as well.
Yep. I'm just trying to get. I'm almost at 1,000. I haven't checked in a while. So I'm almost at 1,000. My watch hours have been
over
going
there
up.
popping on Instagram and YouTube. Drop your links. Say, let them know where they can find you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do when I'm on TikTok and whatnot, but you have to be careful because other platforms don't want you mentioning. So you have to be careful what you mention where.
Like I said, it is what it is. Okay, so for this one, I only did the one little single rose down at the bottom, but I like the way that that looks. But I think that I can go ahead and piggyback off of you because I have some watercolors too. Some be fancy too.
And my watercolors are just cheapo dollar store watercolors. I don't do nothing fancy. You can do acrylic paint too if you want.
Okay.
There's no wrong way or right way. You just have a.
Now I normally always have water. But of course today when I need it, I don't. So I'm gonna I have a water, like one of these water brush pens. I'm gonna go put some water in this if I can undo it. Maybe not. That was taking too long. We just stepped outside and went into the bathroom real quick. It's right next door. All right. So mine weren't cheap. I see the Hobby Lobby sticker on here that says $14.99, but y'all know I didn't pay $14.99, right? Right.
I pay $1.25.
These are, I guess, when I was going through my little phase where I thought I was going to be painting and doing all kinds. And I go through that every craft I see. Oh, that's going to be my new craft. I'm going to be doing that all the time. And then I don't ever. Once for a live or for a video, never to go back.
I did that the other day. I bought some more watercolor paper, not realizing that I have a whole bag of watercolor paper hanging on the door. It gets right in my face.
Yeah, I was going through a whole little watercolor like moment for a minute. So I bought, saying it out loud is just horrible. But I bought these watercolor pencils.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't remember the brand right now off of my head, but they're expensive. I think the set was $100 for some freaking watercolor pencils. What was I thinking?
You were thinking that you were going to actually start painting.
Oh my gosh. $100 though? $100.
Then sell them if you're
I
not
was
going to use
buying all these little watercolor books and little coloring books and all kind of stuff. And yeah, that lasted a good couple months, and then like everything else.
I have a lot of my old stuff from art school. So, like, I have crayons and color pencils that actually, after you've done drawing, you can add water to them and they turn into paint. And that's from like 1990, 1992. My stuff's old. Still works, but it's old. And
Okay,
back
so
in the
you
day,
can tell that Tara is the dang professional because look at my flower. This is what the hell happened to my flower after I tried to paint it. And look at her flower. Don't laugh. Oh my God. Do you see
but
this?
but you're
Look at this.
trying. You're trying.
Look at this.
And
Oh my God. It doesn't even look like a flower anymore. It looks like a
yeah, but
blob.
what no, now you can take a wet paintbrush and just go over and dab it. Like I've been dabbing mine with toilet paper.
Yeah, you got shading going on and all kind of stuff. I'm not trying to hear nothing you saying. Yours looks perfect. Mine looks like a blob.
Yeah, but like I said, I've been drawing since I'm young and went to art school. So, but there she is.
Yeah, but I was just talking all that crap about if it's not if it's an inanimate object, I can do it. Next time, just be quiet, Genoa. Just be quiet. Don't be out there talking mess because you're gonna have to prove it, and then this is what happens.
And
Oh
don't
my
be hard on
goodness.
yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. At least you're
Okay,
doing it.
so Shar's over here. She's agreeing. She's like, yours is in 3D. Mine is in crap. What is this? We just gonna pretend like we just gonna put that over there and pretend like we didn't even do that. And I'm gonna clean my little brush off. Oh my goodness. Embarrassing.
No, at least you say you can say you've done it. You tried it.
I tried it, wasn't for me.
There you
Maybe,
go.
maybe because I tried to go with the $14.99 metallic all the I should have just used my $1.25 colors.
You
I
can't
don't
go
know.
wrong. Can't go wrong with
I'm
the
making
25.
excuses now, but my little crafty artistic feelings is hurt.
No, you shouldn't be. Don't worry.
What do you mean? You come out looking like crap. What do you mean?
You're having fun. That's what counts.
Yeah, we're just gonna say it's a work in progress. I'm just gonna stick it over here on the side though.
There you go.
But yeah, I had actually cleaned up my craft graveyard. I had cleaned it up, but now it's back to being a
A
hot
crap
mess.
room.
Yeah, like you said, hence the name of the channel, a crafty mess. Because yeah, That's what it is.
You don't want to be not true to your name.
No, then I'll be a hypocrite, right?
There you go. So
Nobody likes a hypocrite.
you got to stay messy.
Now, I am excited about next week. However, I have a feeling or a hunch that my shoes are going to look like that rose. So I have to work on just paying attention, I guess. I have no idea.
And what kind of shoes will she be doing? Because I'll just go to Dollar Store and get myself some Crocs.
Um, Typically, I see her working on like tennis shoes, like either little canvas shoes or little, these people be fancy buying little kids little Air Force Ones, and I got mine from Walmart, $10. No, actually Amazon, $10. Little leather looking kid looking shoes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I needed that little push. Says to my flower was small. That's why.
There you go.
Whatever you have to tell yourself. So if you're watching this or going to be watching this on the playback, thank you. If you are on here live with us, we appreciate having you here. We're here every Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If that is too late for you on a Friday night, we understand and we're open to suggestions. If there's another day or time that you would like for us to go on, let us know. In addition, we're always looking for people to come up and join with us. So, hey, Shar, when you're working on those recipe boards, maybe you want to come up and show us how to do it and we can all do it together. Just let us know what we need to have. We're always looking for people to come on and join us. Other than that, hey, I'm fine. I love myself and I love Tara, and we're happy with just the two of us every Friday. We talk for at least an hour and a half after we get off the live, anyways.
Yep.
So we love us, but we love to have you here too. So if you don't have anything to do next Friday, join us 7 p.m. We're going to have a guest on. Hopefully she can make it because she's extremely busy. But if so, we'll have Rika Hamilton on, and she is the owner of Legacy Unleashed. She has an art degree as well as Tara does. I don't have no degree in art. I just try it and hope that it comes out good. So she is going to be showing us how to customize shoes. So she's like that person where you see like someone has a whole theme on a shoe. She's that person that does that. So I've seen her post a few. And just like with any other craft, I saw hers, said I can do that or something similar to it. So I hit her up and asked her what I needed to get, and I got all that stuff, and it's been about 2 years, and I haven't done anything with it. So she's going to help us out and then give me some pointers of what I could possibly do with these shoes that have been sitting here for 2 years. I have all of the paint. Let me grab it. I have all the paints, and they've been sitting here in this thing behind my door for this whole time. So this is what she told me to get. And it's like, look, everything is full. Everything is full. Everything is full. It has been used. I just bought it because I love giving people my money for some reason, I guess. But I bought the whole little I bought the whole set. Do you see this? I bought the whole
You are
set.
crazy.
So let me open it and show you. This is what it looks like.
Well, at least now you have it. You don't have to buy it.
Oh my God. So if you watch on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, anybody that does like custom shoes, this is the paint they use. They always have this. It's Angelus. I think I'm saying that right. Angelus acrylic leather paint. So it's acrylic paint for leather. And it came with all of these colors, pink, green, what is that? Orange. Let's see, we have black, we have blue, white, brown, turquoise, lilac, yellow, purple, and red. That came all in there, and they are all full all the way up to the top, never been used. I obviously opened it, but I guess that was just to look at it. I opened it to look at it. Yeah, my degree is not in art.
Your degree is in
degree
collecting
in
art supplies.
kinesiology, in body movement. Was a dancer for many years. So mine is art, but a totally different kind of art.
But you also have a degree in collecting art supplies.
Yes, yes. And I have a PhD in crafts.
There you go.
Half done.
There you go.
That's what it stands for. Projects half done. All over. That's a degree that I have too. And then in addition, I got the acrylic finisher because why not give them a couple extra bucks?
You kill me.
Why not throw in a couple of extra bucks? So the acrylic finisher, this one is the glossy one, but they have the matte one as well. Oh, cool. So Shar says she has a degree in psychiatric rehabilitation and social work.
Can she really rehabilitate us with our crafting addictions?
Exactly. You can help work on the mess part. So Tara will help me with the crafty part, and you can help me with the mess part.
Yep.
The crafty mess, I always say, that is a description of my channel and myself, not my actual crafts. So I do have a craft business where I do sell my wares, and this type of stuff would never make it on the website. This is just what we like to do to, what we say, shoot the shit, talk to each other, vent. And it's not always about crafts. Sometimes the conversations go in a totally different direction, but it's
then
just
we have like
a
a whole
way
conversation. We had a whole conversation one time about spam.
Yeah, we had a whole conversation about spam, and we had a conversation about corned beef.
Yep. Wall crafting.
All craft. So I'm going to stop. I'm not doing any more crafting for this evening. So we'll just be watching Tara over here just be all fancy with her watercolors. I am from the Bay Area in California and currently living in the Valley, San Joaquin Valley. And Tara is from Canada, and she's in, I'm not going to say it because I always say it wrong.
I'm in Montreal, Quebec.
Quebec, because I say Quebec because that's how we were taught growing up. Quebec.
Well, you're not saying it wrong. You're just saying it in the English. En français, En français, c'est Québec.
Okay, you have to throw in all the extra words. I was struggling already with the Quebec part, and then so she will throw in a whole bunch of French in the middle of the sentences.
I will only do that if I can't find the word in English, because sometimes I do get mixed up.
Nice to meet you too. Well, because you're fancy. Because you're fancy. I throw in some of my own lingo as well. It's called Ebonics. So I have my phone company voice. I worked for the phone company for 16 years and worked as a telemarketer for a different phone company prior to that. So I was in telecommunications, nothing to do with what I went to school for. I eventually ended up going back to school after I had my first daughter and changed that time and was going for business administration, but I never finished it. It just It felt very
Forced.
corporate, forced, stale, like no life in it. So I didn't finish. Then I took a couple classes doing medical billing and coding because I thought I was going to make a whole lot of money doing that. But yeah, seeing the diagnosis numbers and stuff used to give me anxiety. So, in my effort not to develop Munchausen by proxy, I stopped doing that.
At least you knew what your limits were.
Yeah, I was like, this is not for me. I'm an empath. I need to be more on the artsy side. I need to be more, yeah, doing what feels natural to me. So I am wanting to, I'm wanting to, I'm already behind, start on getting my garden ready. Are you able to do any gardening where you are in Quebec
Yeah, I
with the
can now.
weather?
I was doing it previously, but then I had a neighbor because we live in townhouses and there's three buildings, and so the one in the middle had two dogs that used to poop where my garden was and rip up my plants. So now they moved out, but I'm going to do an above ground one because we have grubs and we have voles and any and all creatures that will just destroy your garden. So I have to do an above ground one and have like chicken wire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the only thing. I for 2 years now I haven't had my garden. Typically I'd have a whole backyard just filled with stuff, but then I decided I wanted a pit bull, and my other two dogs, like the Chihuahua and the Pomeranian Shih Tzu, and even the Yorkie when she was still alive, they never bothered the garden. But this pit bull came and he ripped every living thing out of the ground. So I don't do well with houseplants. I don't know why. I struggle to keep houseplants alive, but I can make anything grow out of the ground outside. So I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but
I'm the same way too. You know why? Because at a point, sorry about that. At a point, Mother Nature just takes care of everything.
maybe that's what it is. I
Like,
did see a post today that said that soil
mm-hmm.
is like an aphrodisiac, like it's a mood boosting something in the something chemical or something that's in the soil. When we smell it, it automatically releases, the happy serotonins and stuff like that. So
Endorphins and all that good stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
because it's nature. It's
right.
where we come from. So
Well, also because are reliant on each other. So we need them for the oxygen, they need us for the carbon monoxide and or whatever we breathe out. Um, yeah, so fair exchange is no robbery. When I go out there, I'm talking to my plants, I'm having conversations with them, they talk back. I hug trees, I do all that weird stuff. So
same here. I live in a small town and we almost everybody, if you have a yard, you have a garden, basically. But then if you don't have a yard, like there's some apartment buildings, there's community gardens. There are three or four different community gardens. So people have a plot of land.
me
Some of them are
too.
free. Some of them you pay monthly, but you can still have a garden even if you don't have a backyard.
So I had a plant when I first moved out and got my first apartment. And it was a plant that started off just as like a leaf that someone had given me that had roots, and they were like, they cut it off. Can't think of the word right now. So I went and I did not put it in soil. I put it in some of those like Orbeez,
Mm-hmm.
but it started growing like crazy, right? I named the plant Audrey too. I don't know if you get the reference.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Of course, one of my favorite musicals. I love that show. Okay.
Yep.
So, so Audrey too. And I would come home from work and this plant would be like this in the base, just dead, right? And I'd come in and start talking to it. I don't know if it was a boy or girl or whatever it is. Do they have genders? Who knows?
Some plants do.
Yeah, because they have stamen and the student. Okay, so I get it.
Yep.
But I didn't know. This was a leaf. Started as a leaf. But anyway, Audrey too. I come in, I start talking to her, and the next thing you know, she's standing up straight. The
But do you know
branches,
why?
or I don't even call it branches, are out or whatever because of whatever I'm breathing out, and
Exactly.
they're alive.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
that would just be so neat. Like I'd be like, hey guys, watch this. You see my plant? Watch this. I just start talking to the plant and just start reaching. And yeah, so I thought that was so awesome. Propagation of a cutting. There you go.
Yeah, they're called cuttings.
Yeah, we don't really have community gardens here where I am, but I am in an agricultural area. So this is where people come to get the fruits and vegetables. They grow all here. Um, where I live, the community that I live in, and it's not for the whole city. I haven't seen any community gardens anywhere actually. But the community that I live in, it is all single family homes. There's no apartment buildings or places
So,
where they're duplexes or
everybody
anything
has
like that.
everybody has a backyard.
So everyone has a backyard. Now your backyard could be tiny, little sliver of grass, or it could be a huge piece of land, but everyone has a yard, everyone has a front yard. So I don't see them here. But what we do have are these huge fields that surround our community. And you can see these are where the people go, to get their agriculture. We have a almond field that's right across from our community where all the almond trees. Um, right now we have the asparagus festival that's going on out here over the weekend. So today and then Saturday and Sunday we have the annual asparagus festival out here. There are a number of farmer stands that you can drive up to and go to as well. Some that you can pick your own produce, others, most of them where they have picked it and you just buy it from them. So there's one little small tiny one here in this community that's actually run by a family. Their kids go to school with my kids. And then you can just go pick up whatever they have grown. They'll put it, out there. So fresh garlic, nothing better than fresh garlic. Like
Yeah, we
it's
have
the
garlic
best.
festivals here.
You could just eat it like so good. Yeah, everything, strawberries, cherries, just everything. And then maybe about if you get on the freeway and go like 2 exits over, then there's a little bit larger. It's still a farmer stand. It's still considered a farmer's market or a farmer stand. And the guy who owns it, his name is Farmer John. And I've seen him start from a little roadside stand, and every couple years it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger to now he has an actual building, refrigerators, and everything. It's great. It's great. The prices are very reasonable and everything's organic. So the only thing is that some people are not accustomed to it because the produce is not going to be as big. The colors are not going to be as vibrant because they're not getting pumped full of water and, other things that shouldn't
Well,
be in there.
but they're also
And they're
not being
not
dipped in wax. They're not being
right.
dipped in wax and coated with stuff. So
Right.
yeah.
Oh, so you're from Philly? My husband was born and raised in Philly.
I live there. I love it. I love South Philly is awesome.
Oh, I remember you saying that you used to live in Philly.
Yep. Did 8 months. Loved it. Then had to
You
come back
did
here.
8 months?
8 months. 8 short months, but I
Eight.
loved it. I would have moved there. There or Jamaica would be the two places I would move to. We lived there for 8 months, but then I called home one day to check up on my family, and that's when I found my mother was sick. So we packed up and moved right back home. But I could do Philly before I could do Toronto. Can't do
I've never
Toronto. I could do
actually
Philly.
been to Philly.
Love it.
So when my husband was 8 years old, they moved here
Okay.
to San Francisco. Well, he moved to San Francisco. So I'm from across the water. And yeah, so we met through our job, but he still has a lot of Philly in him, and he still has that accent too.
There's just something when they say Philly is the city of brotherly love, it ain't no lie. It ain't no lie. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. And plus it has the Hershey factory.
He said, or what? Would
It
you
has the
guys?
Hershey, they have the
A
Hershey
Hershey's
factory.
factory? Oh, we have the Jelly Belly factory out here, which is
Nah,
awesome.
man. Hershey's. I got a Hershey Kiss that had to have been like 50 pounds worth of chocolate. Solid.
It'd have to be dark chocolate for me. I can't do the milk chocolate, but I could definitely do a dark chocolate one.
Not 50 pounds worth. But
Yeah, probably about
it
40.
it was 49.999. No, it
Brotherly
was
love.
yeah, no, Philly in and of itself, just the music and the people itself, the culture. It was nice.
So I don't know if you can see the comments, but
No.
Shar says that she's from West Philly and that she went to school in South Philly and that the town that you're referring to, the whole town smells like chocolate. So we
Yeah.
have a Budweiser factory out here and the Jelly Belly factory, and they are fairly close to each other. So you can just imagine what that's like. You have the smell of beer on one side of the highway, and then on the other side of the highway you have the Jelly Belly factory. Now, the Jelly Belly factory is a whole day to take the family over there. You can do a tour of the factory. They show you where they're made. You get to walk through. They have art that is on the wall. Some of these pieces of art are huge, like bigger than if we were standing up, just huge, where the entire portrait is made out of jelly beans. And that's fascinating to see. I mean, I was thinking, I'm gonna go to the dang jelly bean factory. I had such fun at the jelly bean factory. Oh my goodness. You get to make your own little mixes. And then, of course, they have the store
Hmm.
where you can go and buy the different jelly beans. Now, my kids wanted to purchase, it was an actual game where you play this game and then you have to eat blind taste test
Yeah,
jelly
it's
beans.
called Bean Boozle. That's
Yeah. Okay.
nasty.
Oh,
Mm.
I was like, I couldn't play. One of the jelly beans was vomit flavored,
And rotten egg and dirty
rotten
sauce.
eggs, dog food. There's a stinky feet. There's a lot of different ones, and I'm like,
I,
how can you get the taste? Oh yeah, I couldn't play that game. They played
I played
maybe
it twice. I played
a
it
couple of
twice.
rounds, and that was it.
Played it
But what I like to
twice.
get is they sell the irregular jelly beans because they're really
Mhm.
meticulous about making sure that every jelly bean that comes out is perfect, right?
Yes.
So
You can buy the special ones on the side.
she says they can do tours of the potato chip factory. See, I'd be lost up in there. And the potato chip factory. What do you guys call them? Crisps?
No, we call them chips. Dang.
The first time I heard somebody say crisps, I was like, what?
We do have
A bag
some
of
parts of
crisps?
Canada will call them crisps because remember we were run by the Queen. But here in Quebec, no, they're just chips. They're potato chips. And we have
Okay.
French fries.
I
We
just
don't
have to make
call
sure.
We don't call fries chips. Vancouver, they do. Vancouver, they'll call fish and chips is fish and French fries.
We call it fish and chips out here too, but you know the chips are fries because it's originally doesn't come from here.
It comes from England
It
or
comes
UK.
from England, and then in New England, like Maine, and so they have a lot of the.
No, we have chips,
or whatever.
and we have ketchup chips that y'all don't have. Canada's known for its Lay's ketchup chips, or even Ruffles ketchup chips, but ketchup chips is a
My
Canadian thing.
sister said she was gonna make some ketchup chips. I was like, no, thank you. You can make me some hot sauce chips though. I'll tear those up.
You mean barbecue?
Not hot Cheetos, because that's just nothing but chemicals and red dye number 3. I'm talking about some actual hot sauce on the chips. We would open the Lay's and with the hot sauce, delicious.
How? No, hot going in, harder coming out.
We was ghetto kids. We liked that. We used to eat pickles with Kool-Aid. That was a treat.
Yeah, I see that. No.
Now they sell pickles in individual packages. Back then it was like a big old barrel full of dill pickles, and you would go and tell them, I want that one right there, and you got to pick your pickle, and they were huge. I mean, huge. You bite the top off, and then you get the pack of Kool-Aid, and you just like sprinkle the unsweetened sour Kool-Aid on the sour pickle. Oh, you talk about good. Or sometimes we would eat them with the Jolly Rancher sticks. You remember those sticks they used to have? Not the hard candies, but the sticks. Or we would eat it with a peppermint. Well, with the peppermint stick. Don't yuck my yum. That was very delicious in the hoods of Berkeley, California.
And it can stay right there in Berkeley, California.
That was a treat. That was a treat. If you couldn't afford a pickle, then you would get the 5-cent candies.
No. Y'all fry ice cream. Y'all fry chocolate bars. Y'all can dip your pickles in Kool-Aid. Do whatever y'all do. We'll eat our poutine and our ketchup French fries. Our ketchup chips. No, that's not for me. I'm thinking about the diabetes right now.
Okay, so Char has the best of both worlds. She says that she does the ketchup chips and the peppermint in the pickle. See, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Like, and then when I'm a little older, the Kool-Aid and the pickle turns to Kool-Aid and the Thunderbird. But we're not going to talk about that.
I'm trying to comprehend why you would choose a sour dill pickle with the Kool-Aid when you can just get a sweet pickle with Kool-Aid. That I could probably do. Not a
you
dill.
You can get a sweet pickle in the barrel at the corner store. You can only get the sour pickle. It was delicious. It was delicious. It was delicious.
I will take your word for it.
You have to be there. Don't yuck my yum. Okay.
I'm not itching nothing. It's just different cultures. Like we had conversation about this corned beef and everything else. We're learning from each other.
Yeah, corned beef was gross.
I like my French fries with my gravy and my goat cheese. It's called poutine.
Oh, okay. Well, excuse me.
And it's not like it's no frozen French fries.
I ate them. I just said I was aware of them.
She covered herself up.
That was in the past. That was in the past. If I wouldn't be able to do it now as an adult with my 47-year-old taste buds. But back then, I thought that was a quite delicious treat.
We should actually try that one day where we have a list of 3 things from each person's place. We have to get the ingredients and then we come on the live and we eat and give our honest opinion about each other's. I see that happening on TikTok and Instagram just for the sake of it. I'm willing to try to.
What is your thing? So when I went on, because I was thinking that I wanted to find a Canadian themed craft project to do to show you, hey, look what I did. I researched you and blah, blah, blah. And what is this poutine or what is that?
Poutine. It's French fries, but not frozen French fries. It's like, handmade potatoes with the skin on each end. And then you have gravy and it's goat cheese on top. And so as the cheese is melting in the gravy on the French fries, it's a poutine. It's not a Canadian thing. It's predominantly a Quebecois thing, but they do have it throughout Canada. But you can do it with spaghetti sauce too. Like people have tweaked it. We'll call that an Italian poutine, but it's
Okay,
basically
so
French fries.
spaghetti sauce, but you were making fun of my spaghetti sandwiches?
Spaghetti on French fries ain't bad. Spaghetti in a sandwich is, I have a problem with that. That's too much carbs.
A spaghetti sandwich is good.
It's actual spaghetti between two pieces of bread or in a submarine sandwich.
Danae, help me out, please. Please help me out, Danae.
Is it spaghetti between bread?
Before. I know you didn't have a spaghetti sandwich before.
Is it spaghetti in bread?
Yeah, a piece of bread, and then you put spaghetti and then another piece of bread. A sandwich.
Why?
Because it's delicious. And because
that's too much carbs. That's way too much carbs.
Spaghetti. See, my girl Shar said spaghetti sandwiches are delicious. I know what I'm talking about here. They're delicious.
No, the closest thing I've had to that would be like a meatball sub. So it's basically the same sauce you put on spaghetti, but without the pasta. Meatball, spaghetti sauce in a submarine is fine, but why am I going to put pasta in bread?
Because it was good. Because it was good. I'm telling you, I didn't have any bread the last time when we had spaghetti. I rolled some up in a tortilla and ate it like that. It's delicious.
All right, I take your word for it. I don't. No.
It's like we eat chicken with spaghetti. Like some people's like spaghetti is the whole meal, but I'm like, we grew up, we would have fried chicken and spaghetti.
That's fine. It's like having a chicken parm. You have the breaded chicken with cheese on spaghetti, on pasta. That's fine. We do that.
Double carbs are the way to go.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Double carbs, you can't go wrong with double carbs.
If you're a diabetic, you can. It's one-way trip to heaven.
So this is what I did. So my husband, you know this already. Janae knows this already. My husband is hungry all the time. His brain is always on what is our next meal going to be. It's frustrating. I love him, but it's frustrating. So the problem with that is he doesn't do leftovers. So if I make dinner and there's dinner left, he doesn't want to eat that the next day for lunch. He's going to find something completely different to eat, even if it means that he has to go and buy something. So what I have to do is I take that same leftover meal that he refuses to eat, that he says he does not want, and I have to remix it in some kind of way where it doesn't present as the exact same thing, even though it's the same freaking thing. So
I hope he's not watching this live.
This is a craft live. He's not going to watch it, but if he did, this is a conversation we've had a million times in 23 years. So today, I took a baked potato that I cooked not last night, but the night before. I hollowed out some of the middle of that. I took the chicken thigh from last night's dinner. I shredded that up and put it inside the potato. Then I took the cheese that I had shredded up from something else, put that on top, and warmed it up and let all that melt down in there. Put a little dollop of some sour cream on there. I have salad from dinner from last night. I put on the other side of the plate. To him, it's a whole brand new, like, I'm like, this is all the same stuff, but I just have to do something to it. So it's not like exactly the same thing. So he's eating it. He's like, oh, this is delicious. And I'm like, what is? I just stuck it in the micro. I didn't even do, but so I've become
If it works, it works.
Remix.
I will do that when I buy a whole chicken, because we'll buy a whole rotisserie chicken and it's just me and my son. So he can eat a whole chicken by himself, but I have to cut him down doing that. So I'll take the rotisserie chicken. I can make 3 meals out of one chicken.
Right. Right.
You know, he'll have like the breast that night,
So I
and then
always set up. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, he'll have the breast that night, and then for like the next night, I'll take the legs and I'll shred those up and make chicken fried rice. And then
Mm,
with whatever's left over on that bone, I will make a soup or stew or something.
right. So
So
that's,
3 meals.
I was always telling my sister that I want to write a cookbook basically where there's remixes. It's like where you have the main dish and then the next recipe is taking that dish and turning it into something else. Because baby, believe me, I've taken taco meat where it's been seasoned like tacos and made something completely different. You would have never known that originally that meat was, for taco meat or what have you. So
I've
same
done
thing
that.
for
I've taken the taco meat, make turn it into chili.
exactly turn into something totally different. So I think that that would be something that would help because I know one of the biggest issues for me is the cooking part. I don't have an issue with. Once I get in there and I start doing whatever I need to do, that part is never an issue. The hardest part for me is being the sole person responsible for coming up with the dang dishes every single
Every
night.
single night.
And then
Yeah.
you want something different. You don't want to have the same repetitive. Every Monday we having spaghetti, every Tuesday we having tacos, every Wednesday. That's the part that's difficult. And that's where my frustration comes in because even when I go and I say, well, what do you want? They can never tell me what they want, but they
They'll
can
tell you what
always
they
tell me
don't
what
want.
they don't want.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, you're not helping me, But if it were like, hey, can we have this on this day? That I'd be, hey, sure, no problem. Let me, and not get it done, and it wouldn't be an issue. But I'm executing it, and I'm having to think of it, and you want it to be fresh and new and something you've never seen before, and I have 45 minutes. Okay.
So at one point I had that with my son, and you know what? Now I give him 3 options. So it's basically I'll have a menu, and you choose from that menu. I'm not deviating off of that menu. Chicken, fish, or beef.
I wish. Danae, are
Potatoes.
you talking about the paint that you need for the shoes or the paint that you would need to do the wood burning technique that Tara did earlier? She used a regular watercolor palette that she picked up from Dollar Tree. Hers look magnificent though because she's an artist and I suck. But if you're
Still
talking
keep.
about the ones for the shoes that we're gonna do next week, this was the
It's for leather, right?
yeah, it's called Angela's acrylic leather paint, and I bought the whole little kit of it. So this one has
12.
12 different little colors in it. And then I got the acrylic finisher. I got the glossy one, but you can get the matte one. So after you're done and it dries, you would go over this to seal it. If that's what you were asking. Oh yeah, and what's for dinner is the biggest fight starter in my house because especially it seems like it gets earlier and earlier and earlier that he asks me. So when he comes to me and it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you're asking me what's for dinner, you're gonna get cursed out.
So I want to ask you a question though. You said that you would like to write your recipe book. Why aren't you doing it? What's stopping you?
Okay, shade. I don't know. Damn. Put me on the spot.
Like what's stopping you? You have to cook every night, so you might as well just write stuff down.
And listen, up until a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was cooking for 8 people every night. 8. Okay. So at that point, I was really into looking into doing the book then, especially because it was not just going to be remixes, but also letting people know that you can have a home cooked meal, a quality, good home cooked meal with all fresh, mostly fresh, some things you might have to buy packaged, but mostly fresh ingredients. And I was feeding 8 people off of like $15 a meal.
Start writing.
You know what I'm saying? So people, when I would go to the grocery stores, even the people at the checkout, after they'd ring me up, and I'm not going in there with like I'm not a couponer, I just know how to shop. They would always comment like, oh my God, you have so much food on the conveyor belt, but your total is like crazy low. I know I have learned how to shop with having to feed all of these people. I had the people that were in my household, but then I was also caregiver for 2 people that did not live with me, but that was here every day, Monday through Friday. So you learn quick.
Writing.
I will. Plus, I had the 4 dogs too, so it was craziness over here.
Get to writing, because that's a moneymaker right there.
Okay, so we have a psychiatrist there to tell me that was not shade, that was accountability. I know, I love her. She keeps me accountable every day.
Thank you.
Whatever, double tip.
I don't have time to throw shade. We all need the sunshine. I just hold you accountable, because you can't. I'm the type of person too. You can't give me an excuse if there's a reason. You can give me a reason for why you're not doing something, but if you give me an excuse.
Okay, so here is my reason then, not an excuse. My reason is this was me thinking for myself, and then my saboteur comes in and says to me, no one will read that. So that's my reason. Not my excuse, but my reason.
No,
is it a valid reason? Is it something I'm probably made up? Yeah, but that's the reason.
No, it's an excuse, because a saboteur is just a saboteur. You control your own life. Now get to writing. And now I know you have this, you know you're screwed. Now you know that I know that you have something that you want to do. I'm going to be on you.
Well, that's what I need then. Hold me accountable then, sis.
Oh, yeah, that was, you done messed up right there. It's recorded. You just done messed up. Okay, fine. It's on. So, yeah, I'll give you to the end of this year.
If people read it, that would be wonderful. But yeah.
Okay, do you know how are you going to know if people are going to read it if you don't do it?
We're doing it, right?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
I give you to the end of 2023. Even if you only do 12 recipes.
That's like going to be 24 recipes, though. That'll be a good number.
Yeah. You got to start off somewhere. No, nobody wants a book with 56 recipes. They want something that's very simple. So even if you take one meal and turn it into 3, choose 4 meals, turn them into 3. That's 12 right there. It's an even dozen. An easy even dozen of recipes that people, like you said, take a taco, turn it into chili. Take that chili, turn it into something else. Then you go on to like a rotisserie chicken, do 3 meals out of that. Stuff that people cook anyways. Like you say, your spaghetti sandwiches, add that to it.
You don't need a recipe for spaghetti sandwich. Put it in the pan, girl. Take a bite. It's delicious.
Just for you, the next time I make pasta, I will do it. I'll take a photo and I'll try it.
Yes, do it.
I'll try it.
And you don't have to share it with the world, but I want you to take a recording so you can share with me, so I can see the delight on your face, and then the disappointment that you was so critical about something that is so delicious.
Because I'm thinking the sauce is going to make the bread soggy. Like, can I put it in a submarine?
Well, maybe I'm fatter than you or something, because they don't last that long on the bread for it to become soggy. It's down my throat.
Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, so I'm not letting it just sit on the bread, swimming it. And how runny is your spaghetti sauce, sis?
It depends on what type of pasta I'm using.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we're not doing none of that. I'll strain it a little bit if I need to, but
Okay, so I've had meat sauce on a piece of bread, which is a sloppy Joe, but just not with the spaghetti in it.
right.
Okay, I'll try it. I don't see that there's that much of a difference if I'm gonna have a sloppy Joe with some pasta on it. I'm I'm
As
just
Shar
thinking,
said, don't forget, add a little bit of butter to the bread. So it's like garlic bread and spaghetti in a bite.
ooh, I could probably do the garlic butter one. Yeah.
So I like mine thicker too.
It's true, yeah, because if you have spaghetti on the side with your garlic bread, it all goes down the same hole.
Right.
So why not just put, okay,
Yeah, you
that
just cutting out the middleman and putting it all
that
together.
I can understand because I make garlic bread for my son with the spaghetti or the gnocchi and whatever
Right.
else. So that makes sense because it's all going down at the same
Right.
time anyways. Okay. Just because the regular bread is I'm like, what? That makes more sense. I could do the
And
garlic
go
bread
with
and the
me.
pasta. So I will do
Yeah,
it.
it's
I'll
gonna
take
be
photos and
delicious.
video.
So record a little clip. I want to see your face. I want to go
Mhm.
from being, oh, this is so good to, oh my God, I've been denying myself for years. I want to see all
All
the
right.
little transition of emotions.
All right. We're probably having pasta on Sunday.
Yeah, so I'll be waiting. Listen, so maybe not Sunday night. I'll give you until Monday
All right.
to get the clip to me. So if you need to edit, you don't want to, see me the real tears or something.
Nah, I don't
Then
edit nothing. You're gonna get the real raw deal. But I ain't trying no pickles and Kool-Aid. Nope.
just put it on your bucket list. But just one time for the. I'm gonna try the French fries with the gravy and the spaghetti sauce.
No, do the French fries, the gravy, and the goat cheese.
Oh, and the cheese. Yeah, the goat cheese.
Yeah, it's not mozzarella, not cheddar. It has to be goat cheese chunky. You
I
put it on
like
there.
goat cheese.
I
Okay,
love it.
so when I managed the restaurant, our dessert was a handmade biscuit that we put caramelized peaches, and then we had a honey butter sauce that we made in the restaurant that we would drizzle on top of that, and then we would put fresh blueberries and goat cheese on top.
You lost me there.
Oh my God. Now, everyone who is not like a foodie's not typically adventurous with their palate would hear that and they would say, no, I don't want the goat cheese. Or they would try and take something off of it. But I would tell them, have you seen Ratatouille? You
Okay.
have to get the flavor infusion. Like when you
Yeah.
start taking certain things off,
It
you're
completely
not going to
changes
get the
everything.
same bite that everybody else is getting. Just try it at least one time with all the components. And then if you don't like something, you can then take it off at that point. But just try it all together. Oh, and man, I've seen from people being happy to people actually wanting to fight. Not seriously fight, but you know how black people are. Grandma fight you. This so good. Like, they getting mad. Like, they slam. I done heard slamming stuff on the table, and I turn around. I'm like, what's wrong? This biscuit good. I'm like, okay.
Because now you have them
What
questioning
you want
themselves. Because now they're questioning themselves. Have I been wrong about other things too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it believe me, that when I first heard it, I was like, mm, I don't know about that, cousin. You going a little bit out there with that one. She's like, no, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Oh, people would come in there and that would be all that they would order. So we did a 4-course brunch. And you got 4 courses plus a mimosa for $50. You cannot beat that. We
No.
did it every Saturday and Sunday. We did it down by the harbor. People will come out in droves on the weekend. So we started off with a salmon salad. that had a house-made strawberry lemonade vinaigrette. That was another dish that people would say, I don't want the dressing. You have ranch? No, we don't have ranch here, sir. Sorry. We have our special pink lemonade dressing, and you're going to want to try that with that salmon. It's going to be delicious. Then the second course was a smothered potato frittata. So it was a frittata, which is basically just the eggs and cheese. We use pepper jack cheese, so that gives it a little bit of flavor. And then we would take smothered potatoes and put it on top and bake them off. So when it comes out, it has just this like hunk of smothered potatoes on top. Oh my God, those were so delicious. We served that with blueberries and green onions. It just kind of goes together. And then the third course, they had an option of either oxtail and grits or etouffee and grits. So that was our version of a shrimp and grits. And instead of rice with oxtail, we would do grits with oxtail. And then the fourth course was the biscuit. Mm. I mean, people would be walking out of there like, oh my God. Oh my God. I can't eat. I can't fit. Oh, I can't move. Like, sir, your time limit is up. We need you to move on. We have the next people that's trying to come and sit down. Yeah, we used to have a cracking down there. We did a pop-up there for almost 2 years. Yep. So
well, you need to get to writing.
Yeah.
You need to get to writing. Get that book out by the end of this year.
Mm. We'll make it happen. Do it like Sandra Lee, break out the cost down and everything.
Yep.
Okay. So my tool is completely cooled down. I'm okay to leave the the dungeon without fear of burning my house down.
Yep. Mine is off, and yeah, it's off. You should have unplugged it too.
All right, well, it's about that time, peoples. I'm gonna have to go and pick up my daughter from work shortly.
And for me, it's almost midnight, so.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty late for you on your end. So almost 9 o'clock here, which is almost 12 o'clock where you guys are.
Yep.
So Char, that would be you as well. I'm assuming you're on that East Coast time. As we do every Friday night, this was our Friday night craft along and convos. Thank you guys for the convos. That's always my fun part, especially when my crafts don't come out as delicious and immaculate as Tara's are. But that's okay. Kind of switch back and forth. So she'll have this week on me, and maybe next week. Well, no, not going to be the shoes, but maybe the week after that, then I'll be able to come back and bam, stick it to her one time, because that's how we do. You got this one. You got this one. Bow down, bow down, bow down. So next week, hopefully Rika is able to join us. If not, Tara and I will talk offline about something that we can do as a backup in case she can't come on with us. Hope to see everybody next Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, if you all are going to, or not going to want to, come on earlier than 7, that is a possibility. I'm not opposed to that. That was just a time I threw out there in the beginning.
Yep.
Tara's baby, well, he's not a baby anymore. She has a grown man, so she wasn't affected by that. But if I didn't really take into consideration anybody else that may have a job and or small ones or other things to do on a Friday night. So if you'd like to come on earlier, just let me know. That is never a problem or an issue. Or if there's another day and time that works better for you, let us know that as well. In addition to that, as always, we open up the platform and extend the invitation to anyone that wants to come on here and teach us how to do something. It does not have to be a craft that we do. Okay, so if you want to teach us how to cook something, if you want to show us how, whatever it is that you do,
we're open to everything.
I'm game. So, let us know. We can always drop the link and you can come on. What else? Follow the channels, Precious Delight Canada and A Crafty Mess. We're trying to get first 1,000 for Tara. She's new to the whole YouTube thing. She got it cracking on the other platforms, but we're trying to get her to 1,000 so we can get her monetized on this platform. And then I'm on my road. Hopefully we can get to 11,000 soon on this channel, because that's about the only thing I got popping is this shit, and the channels I'm not gonna, but we're not gonna talk about that. I love having you guys here. I know Tara does as well. We'll see you guys next Friday, hopefully, and share this with all your crafty friends. Until next time, we'll see you guys. It was nice meeting you, Shar.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.